How's everybody doing? What's up? What's up? Hi everyone. Hey, how's it going? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Yo. Yo. Julian, what's up, bro? Yo. How's everybody doing, man? Love to see it. Appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Love it. Ada, what's up? Storyscape Chronicles, what's up? Sean, how's it going, man? Sir, last week trade? I did not take a trade last week, surprisingly. Unlike me, I know. I usually, take multiple trades a week, but NFP was just low probability. I was waiting on dollar. Indices really weren't that clean, regardless of what your Twitter influencers might say. Maybe if you're a 1 minute guy, and I'm not knocking it, but I'm not a 1 minute guy, so wasn't clean for me. There was one setup I think on Monday that I didn't take, but yeah, no trades for me. But this week looks good. This week looks really good. I haven't even looked at the charts, but I just remember looking at the end of last Friday, things looked good. Blaze, what's up, man? My guy Blaze, mmxm. Which strategy you use? I trade my own model. It's a simplified version of market maker models. I have a full video on it that you can go watch. But yeah, I have 2 trading plans, and so I trade my 2 trading plans. I have Inception. Inception is more so swing trading. It can be an intraday trading plan as well. And then there is Solus. Solus is my indices trading plan, where I'm just focused on ES and NQ. And yeah, those are my strategies. I use ictconcepts, but I probably trade the most simplified version of ICT you'll find. A lot of these other people, again, I'm not knocking them. If it works, it works. But a lot of ICT traders use a lot of concepts. They have a lot of things on their charts. And what you'll see with me is all I have is a gray box and a gray line. I just use for value gaps and liquidity. It's all I use. It's all I need. What's up, Craig? How's it going, man? Do you have a video for your indices trading plan? I don't have a video. I'm not gonna lie. I plan on saving the indices trading plan for my private group. It's just something I want to do. I want to give that to them. And so Solus, I've kind of been gatekeeping. I haven't taught it on the public Twitter or YouTube or anything yet for free. I kind of plan on saving that for my private group, just because it's my favorite trading plan. I love it, and I want them to have something that the free doesn't have. I don't want to just give it all away, so hopefully that makes sense. Hey man, what does Inception and Solus mean? So Inception means the beginning of something, like it's the beginning stages, the creation of something. So my logic behind Inception was, I named it that because I wanted to build a trading plan that is extremely simple, that is the creation of profitability. So the name Inception essentially is meaning this trading plan is the inception of your profitable trading career. It's the creation of you being profitable, because if you can just submit to mastering Inception, you will be profitable. You just need to master yourself. Inception is an amazing edge. It's an amazing trading strategy. So if you can master yourself and your habits, Inception is the creation of profitability. So that's kind of the logic behind that. And then Solus basically just means, it's like Latin for being alone. And so I just thought it sounded cool, but it's more of like looking at one ticker. For me, I do ES and NQ, but you could literally just look at ES or NQ. And Solus is just like not a filter. You're not filtering through a bunch of pairs. You're just focused on one trading plan. And Solus is just to be alone. It's focused and in solitude. So those are the reasons I named them that. And I just thought they sounded cool. It sounds cool calling them Inception and Solus than just saying, oh, this is my trading plan. You also trade IRL to ERL. Yeah, I trade IRL to ERL. IRL to ERL is just fair value and liquidity. This is how price books. It creates these imbalances in price, and then it trades back to them. All right, I think we got some people in here. I'm gonna send one more link out, and then we'll get into the charts. I just want to tweet. Let me post it on Instagram really quick. Sorry guys, give me 2 seconds to post this on Instagram. I want to make sure even the Instagram people can get in here, and then we'll get it going. Really excited for today and just for this week. Man, I wake up every day and I love what I do. Like, I really just woke up today and I was grateful. Sometimes I just wake up and I'm just so grateful, man. We're blessed to be able to pursue this. We're blessed to be able to, you know, achieve time freedom through this. When you become profitable, money aside, just being able to have the freedom to do what you want and spend it with the people you love, that is the beauty of trading. That's the beauty of this skill set. It's really not about the money. And man, like, just so blessed. So blessed. All right, let me just post this on Instagram. Sorry guys, I feel bad making you wait, but 30 seconds and then this is uploaded. Just gotta post a link. How's everybody doing though, man? How's everyone's weekend? How's your trading week last week? NFP week usually isn't a great week for me. It's the first Friday of every month. I usually don't take many trades on NFP weeks, but now that NFP is over with, we have a week to focus on executing. All right, I linked it on Instagram. We're all set. Whoever's in here is in here. Whoever's not, feel bad for them because we're about to drop some sauce. Looking forward to your opinion on Euro and CHF. The currencies, yeah, we'll definitely go over the currencies first. Is it recorded? Yes. So YouTube will automatically store this live stream in the live section of my channel. So if you go to my name on YouTube and you just look at my channel page, there's going to be a live section. You can click that. Every single live stream I've done up until this point is stored on YouTube and viewable. So YouTube auto records it and saves it as a video, basically. Boring weekends as an introvert. Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I spend most of my time with my family, with my girlfriend. I don't really go out. I don't party. I'm pretty introverted. And so, man, trading's the best job for an introvert. What's up? What's up, bro? Patiently. What's up, Nanso Collins? Diana, hopefully I pronounced that right. Diana. Hello. What's up? All right, let's get into the charts, man. We start with dollar. You guys know we always start with dollar, but before dollar, we always start with the economic calendar, because the economic calendar is our roadmap. It's our guide to what days are going to be volatile, to what days are going to be high probability. And so by doing this, we're effectively starting our edge. This is the first stage of our edge. This is the first stage of tilting probabilities in our favor, is by understanding what days we should be executing on. I'm going to go ahead and just make it big like that. Are you a full-time trader? Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am. I don't know. I can't tell by your name. So sorry if I misgendered you. Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am. I am. I just trade and I do my educational stuff. No, right. Let me know if you're a man or a woman so I don't misgender you. Can you help review CAD JPY and USD JPY? Absolutely. I'll be going over them. Dollar is starting to align finally. Love that. Love to see an expanding dollar. Love it. All right, let's get it cooking. So as you guys can see, like I said, every single Sunday, we start with the economic calendar. This is the beginning of tilting probabilities in our favor. It's the beginning of our edge, right? So our edge is kind of like running price through multiple filters. You know, when you're filtering water, right? Water's going to go through multiple filters to come out as that cleanest version of water. Our process of arriving to a trade idea starts on Sunday, and it's like we're running price through a filter to arrive at that highest probability trade. And this is the very first filter that we run price through. understanding what days are going to be high probability, understanding what days with the currencies that price is actually going to be willing to move is the start of your edge. It's the start of tilting probabilities in your favor. So Monday we have a bank holiday, for Canadian dollar. And white folder just means there's a bank holiday or there's no impact. Canadian dollar, you do not want to be executing on Monday, right? You don't want to be intraday trading Canadian dollar on a day that it has a bank holiday because it's not going to be willing to move. US dollar has red folder on Monday, so I'll be willing to trade indices. I'll be willing to trade USD related pairs on Monday. Even the majors. If dollar's moving and we have red folder, then you should be willing to intraday trade majors. So Monday is valid trade day for USD pairs or indices. Tuesday we have AUD red folder and New Zealand dollar red folder, which are correlated pairs. And so AUD and NZD, or even the cross itself, is probably going to be moving a lot on Tuesday. Wednesday as well, we have AUD NZD news. And so AUD NZD Wednesday and Tuesday looks high probability. Those crosses are probably going to be willing to move on Tuesday and Wednesday. So for my intraday forex guys, for those that are focusing on crosses and whatnot, those look like nice days to trade AUD and NZD pairs. Thursday we have red folder news, unemployment claims. So USD majors indices look good on Thursday. But I'm noticing that there's not a lot of USD red folder news this week. We only had ISM services PMI on Monday, and then we have unemployment claims on Thursday. So not that much news for US dollar, which is interesting. But Friday we have Canadian dollar red folder, employment and unemployment rate, and that's it. So those are the days that you should be looking to execute, and just understand that when there's a bank holiday or when there's a lack of news, that price is most likely not going to be willing to move. These news drivers, they give price the energy to get where it's trying to go. So price might have the intention to want to move higher. You might understand the draw, where price wants to go, but just because it wants to go isn't enough. You need time and alignment. So you need time checked off as well, so that price can actually move where it wants to go. Without time and alignment, price just kind of messes around. It might have an intention, but it's not going to move. So first we start with the world currency. Dollar is the world currency. It affects everything. And so what I'm already noticing off the bat on the monthly is that we're finally moving out of this monthly consolidation. What I had mentioned in previous forecasts was that at this point we were in consolidation and we were just kind of chopping on the monthly. So what could have happened was we sweep this monthly low and move back into the range. And that's what I didn't want to see. That's what we don't want to see. We want to see price actually expand lower out of this range. How do we gauge that? Well, by understanding the body of this candle, we can see that we're disrespecting this previous month's low, this monthly sell side. And so we're not moving back into this range right now, which is a good sign for us, right? Because we're not consolidating on the monthly. We're finally moving out of this range. So on the weekly and daily, I already know that there's likely going to be fair value gaps lower. 4-hour daily weekly, there's going to be some 4-hour fair value gaps lower out of this consolidation. And this is what we want to see for higher probability price action, is expanding dollar. So I'm looking at this swing low as the next sell side target on the monthly. This sell side right here on the monthly. Really good to see this finally moving out of this consolidation. Internal to external, fair value to liquidity was beautiful. We had NFP that sent it lower, but we were expecting lower dollar. And so now that we've offered buy side and sell side, buy side, sell side, this area here becomes our area of fair value. And so we want to see price head lower from here. Again, looking at this monthly sell side as the next target, looks really nice in terms of structure on the weekly. This is a weekly sell model. So if we look at the stages of market maker models, for those of you that are mmxm enthusiasts, we have our low risk stage 1, and then what we'll likely get is a stage 2 retracement here, and then we target the draw. So just beautiful structure. I mean, cookie cutter, picture perfect structure right now on the weekly for this sell model. Dropping to the daily. Same thing, this line is that area of fair value. Again, why? Because price wants to offer both sides of the market. And when we do so, that is efficient price delivery. Price wants to offer price efficiently. So we want to see price head lower from here if it's going to do so. What we'll likely see is, it's interesting because we have Monday news, so we'll see what tomorrow brings. It wouldn't surprise me if we actually get bullish. This is just intuition. Again, nothing really says this right now, and I could be wrong, but it wouldn't surprise me if Monday we get bullish dollar with the news to create this gap to then head lower for the rest of the week. Again, this is just intuition speaking. This isn't really based on anything in terms of the charts. Just something that I could see happening. So we'll see if I'm wrong on that. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if we got a bullish candle tomorrow and bullish dollar in the short term to set up to head lower off of from here. The other option would be we just absolutely, expand lower, create a breakaway gap, and then we don't end up retesting that area. So those are the two scenarios that I would be expecting. If we do create that bullish candle tomorrow, then I would want to see this get retested and head lower, because again, this is the area of fair value. But if we don't, and we just create a breakaway gap and this third candle expands lower, then obviously we're not expecting a retest here, and we're just looking at this sell side to get targeted. So those are the two scenarios for tomorrow. I'll be reacting to price. The way you understand what is happening on that daily candle is by reading the 4-hour and 1-hour order flow. So let me make this very clear. If we're creating a bullish candle, a bullish third candle, like I said, which is one of the options, then the 1-hour and 4-hour are going to be bullish. Price is going to shift up to create that candle. But if the 1-hour and 4-hour just continue lower and continue selling off, then we're going to be creating a daily candle like this. And so that is how you understand what price is doing. So that being said, I am bearish on dollar. I'm expecting lower dollar. I would want to see potentially a weekly gap could form. We'll have to see. There really is only two things of red folder news this week, so there isn't that much volatility on USD. So it wouldn't surprise me if a weekly gap forms here to head lower off of. But we'll just have to see. It's kind of just ifs right now. All right, so indices, we have this order block here, but it really doesn't look like we're intending to head higher. If we wanted to head higher off this order block, I would want to see a sting out and respect this area of fair value. It's not looking that way. It's not looking too hot, right? This is the last area of fair value that we can head higher from. If we continue to sell off lower, create gaps lower, I'm going to be targeting this sell side on indices. Actually, I don't know why I'm looking at indices so fast. I usually do them last, but I guess we're just doing them first this time. My fault. I usually go through and look at the currencies first. Let me catch up with the chat. You guys want me to look at indices first or currencies? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. I'll do whatever you guys want. You consider institutional order flow when using a context. I always consider the higher time frame order flow. So institutional order flow is just the order flow on the monthly, weekly, and daily. And you always want to submit to what the higher time frames are doing. So if the monthly is bullish, if the weekly is bullish, and the daily is bullish, you want to submit to that order flow and look for internal to external context in the direction of, higher, bullish. Whatever you feel comfortable, indices. All right, I'll do indices. Then we'll go through the currencies. I've been trading the indices a lot, and so they've just been really, really clean. So yeah, we have this, again, monthly order block. The monthly institutional order flow is bullish. And so you always want to submit to that. But if price doesn't respect this area of fair value, then I'm targeting this sell side, because again, this is all based off of liquidity and fair value. This is the sauce. This is the foundation of everything that we do. If price is not offering fair value here and respecting it and seeking external, which is this buy side, then it's failing to offer fair value and it's seeking this external, which is the opposing sell side. So price is always either offering fair value or seeking liquidity. So it's either seeking this liquidity or it's seeking this liquidity. How do we tell that? By viewing the lower time frame order flow, by understanding which way the gaps are pointing. So if the gaps are pointing lower and we're not respecting this area, we're targeting this sell side. So right now I'm favoring sell side. Again, we talked about the weekly. Actually, no, we didn't. There's just not much to see here on the weekly. No gap lower. This is the monthly OB. And so if we continue to create daily gaps lower, I'm looking at this sell side as the target. Beautiful delivery here, lower from this overlapping area. An overlapping area is simply, a fair value gap overlapping with something else, with another PD array. And so now we have this new fair value area where we should head lower from. If we create a gap here and we're going to head lower, you want to see it do so from here, ultimately targeting this sell side. So it's looking like pretty beautiful sell model structure for my market maker model enthusiasts, right? We have the buy side of the curve. This is smart money accumulating longs. I break all this down in my videos and in the course, but smart money is accumulating longs. They flip net short. Now they're mitigating their shorts they're mitigating their longs that they use to accumulate price higher, flipping net short, and they're distributing price lower. Now it's all distribution lower, and they're pairing their orders down here. Just beautiful, beautiful sell model so far. So I'm favoring shorts right now. And yeah, so I got ES on the short list, NQ on the short list. Let me go ahead and remove everything off my list because I forgot to do that. So ES and NQ going on the short list. I'll run through NQ. It's going to be the same analysis. Monthly bullish institutional order flow. We always want to submit to that trend. Monthly is the strongest time frame. So there's no guaranteeing that we don't head higher from here, but the way we're closing, I would have wanted to see price head higher from this order block already. We already stung into it. See how this candle already stung into that order block, right? So if we're going to continue higher, we should do so. But right now, to me, it looks like we're failing to respect this order block. And I'm looking at this sell side to be the next draw. I'm favoring shorts on indices. I'm going to add NQ as well to the short list. Again, this becomes an area of order mitigation for smart money. So it should respect this area and head lower. Exact same analysis though. Beautiful daily overlapping. Respect. Look at how the wicks respect the area and the bodies tell the story. We're clearly heading lower. The bodies are respecting this area. And so now it's the exact same, pretty much exact same analysis on ES and NQ. Looking for us to head lower from here towards the sell side. RTY, I'll skip. I'm going to go through currencies for you guys. So yeah, bearish dollar, bearish indices. Doesn't really make sense because they're supposed to be, in an ideal world, inversely correlated with each other, but they've been moving on their own terms for a while now. Monthly, bearish order flow on Australian dollar. I'm looking at this sell side as the next target, as well as, in the short term, an even more short term target is this previous month's low sell side. Weekly, we have created this weekly gap. Could go either way here. We could retest this. If we do retest this area, I want to see us head lower from here. Again, why? Well, because we've offered both sides of the market here. We've offered buy side up and we offered sell side down. So everything from here is not relevant to price. This becomes, efficiently delivered price action. And so if price is going to continue lower, it's going to do so from this area right here. Sorry, I don't know why it does that. Visual order, bring the front. So if price is going to head lower, it's going to do so from here. And if it doesn't, then I'm actually looking at it to be seeking the liquidity above. But favoring shorts would expect lower prices. Weekly gap, overlapping area, looks good. You guys see, how simple this is? Do you see how simple it can be? This can be your analysis as well. I'm no different than you guys. I'm honestly just an average, intelligence. I'm not a genius. I just have a simple way of viewing price. I have put the chart time and I put the work in. I've lived and breathed these charts since late 2019. And so the chart time, the repetition just adds up. And when you simplify things down to all that is needed, only what is needed, you can arrive at a strategy like this, where it's just lines and boxes, and you just view the order flow. I have no indicators, nothing. The point is, I'm no different than you guys. I've just put a lot of time in. So if you do the same, you can have similar results. And that's the point that I always try to make on these videos and in my content. Could indices also respect 50% of the OB? I wouldn't want to see it. Nah. But I guess, yeah. Currencies, bro, I have a confusion. Should we consider last opposite candle for CISD or consecutive? So, all right. So, do you see how there's consecutive candles here? When there's consecutive candles, I'm talking about every single candle is bullish. This entire group of candles is the order block. This is the change in the state of delivery. So when there's multiple candles consecutively, you know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullish candles. That entire consecutive group of candles is, you know, technically the order block. So this is a change in state of delivery. But if these were bearish candles and then just this candle was bullish, this would be the change in state of delivery. And so the way you would mark this is how I marked it here. Well, it would be like this technically from the opening price. So this opening price of this down close candle is how you would mark it. And then it would technically be, you know, this entire group of blocks. If there's just one, mark one. If there's consecutive, mark them all. Hopefully that helped. So yeah, this overlapping area is what I'm looking at. Daily consolidation. This is a sus price leg to me, where I think that we're going to trade higher, run that, and then head lower. That's what I would like to see. Why? Because we have the weekly gap here. We have this area of fair value, and there's no fair value gap lower on the daily. So this leg becomes something that is suspect to get hunted. You know, I could see this liquidity. Like if we drop into the 4 hour and 1 hour, I already know that this is going to be a bunch of liquidity. Ready? See? This is just, you know, understanding price from the top down, chart time. This is all going to be engineered liquidity. I would like to see a move up to head lower. That's what I would expect in favor on AUD. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing. Pound did not head higher from this area of fair value here. I talked about this in the last live stream that it was sus to me. We still have this most recent leg here. Overlapping OB and fair value gap, which is in discount of this range. So this actually does look like it can head higher from here now. Monthly order flow is bullish. We have bearish dollar, so this all makes sense and checks out to me. The 4 hour likely is shifting here, and I'm looking at GU and EU for higher prices because I'm bearish on dollar, and I already know that EU is stronger than GU. This looks good to head higher. You want to see this gap hold. Buy model could be commencing here. Looks pretty good. Long list. Is there any context on this? I forgot to add it. Yeah, there is. I'm going to add this to the short list. My bad. Australian dollar on the short list. Pound on the long list. Monthly. Expanding through this sell side and this sell side. So Canadian dollar is pretty weak. You have this overlapping area. Daily, no leg lower. Interesting. I don't know if we're going to want to trade up into that. It could be possible. But I'll throw it on the wait list. But it looks really weak. Canadian dollar looks very weak. Which you like to see. You know, you want to see an extremely weak pair. Sorry, you want to see an extremely weak currency or an extremely strong currency. Euro, very strong. Monthly, gross. Weekly, internal to external, clear draw on liquidity. That's what we like to see. Add that to the long list. It's actually stronger than pound. So if you're going to trade longs on crosses, you want to be trading Euro XXX crosses. Because that is the strongest currency that I'm seeing right now. So when we understand what the strongest currency is, then we understand what, you know, cross pairs we want to be trading longs on. So we want to be trading crosses with Euro as the base currency. Euro XXX. Very, very strong Euro. Weak dollar means high probability Euro crosses when they're the base currency. So Euro XXX. Anything XXX Euro, you're going to want to see a weak base currency, and you're going to want to be shorting those, which will be the inverse. So Euro looks really high probability. Crosses actually look good right now. These currencies are looking good. I'm not going to lie. So this is the exact opposite of what I was saying like last week. Pre-NFP, things were low probability. and they just didn't look good. Do you guys see how I understand when to sit out and when I don't? It's so important. It's so important. I have students I'm doing calls with, and this is a really important thing I've been telling them is understanding when to trade and understanding when not to trade is, literally the difference between being profitable or unprofitable. And so understanding, like last week, that crosses are just unfavorable and NFP is going to, clear things up and make things high probability, and just sitting out can be the difference between profitability if you just go into drawdown that whole week. And so when crosses are clear, this is what you guys need to understand, my forex guys. This is sauce. I'm really about to drop the sauce right here. It's so simple, but it truly is the sauce. When these currencies are clear, when there's really strong currencies, when there's really clear currencies, that is when the crosses will be high probability. When these crosses are unclear, when you go through these currencies and you're trying to figure out, all right, what are these currencies doing? Are they clear? If they feel sloppy, if they feel like they're not one-sided, crosses are not going to want to move. Crosses are going to be low probability. If dollar's in consolidation, crosses are unclear, then you know that you want to sit out and you just want to wait. You want to sit on your hands. When things are not clear, sit out. I know it's easier said than done, but like last week was a perfect example. It was hard to find currencies that looked obvious last week. There was maybe one. I forget what it was, honestly, but there was maybe one. And so on weeks like that, when you can't find a currency that's clear and obvious, you know that it's low probability conditions. And you just want to, remain cautious and wait. Like, this feels obvious, right? Does this not feel extremely obvious? Internal to external. Clear shift on the 4 hour. You could ask your little cousin, is this bullish or bearish? And he's going to say, this is going up. This is obvious, clear one-sided price action. This is going lower, daily expansion lower, clearly weak. And so these currencies are looking good. All right, yen. Yen was due for a retracement. Crazy how much this thing is blasted off. Down here, I was expecting the retracement. I said this monthly gap felt like a big ask. Like it felt like it was far away. Well, apparently it was not a big ask because we've absolutely just flown. This order block becomes our area of fair value. If we're going to head lower, I want to see it do so from here. If we continue to just trade through this order block, then we could target this sell side or this buy side. But right now I'd be expecting this. We always want to submit to this trend. Yen is so weak. So although we're blasting off right now, it's just a retracement likely to head lower. Like here, for example, the exact same thing. This is what we want to opt and expect is if we don't head lower from this order block, this fair value gap, then we're targeting this buy side for a stop hunt to head lower. So we always want to submit to this trend. I'd expect it to head lower from here. If it doesn't do so, I'm expecting a stop hunt from here to head lower. Submitting to the trend. Just blasting off right now though. So I'm not too interested in yen right now. It's just flying, but very bullish. Monthly, chopping, weekly, creating. All right, so this weekly third candle is clearly setting up for a retest. See how it's a bullish candle? We're not expanding lower. This looks very obvious that it's setting up for a retest. I'll add this to the short list. We have this fair value gap, then we have this overlapping fair value gap. I'm looking for this. Nice weekly internal to external context. Daily. Looking for this daily internal to external to send it higher towards the weekly gap. So longs towards the weekly gap look good, and then shorts from the weekly gap look good. Hopefully that makes sense. Longs from internal to external here, and then short once we tag into this weekly gap, once the 4 hour shifts could be good. If we trade through this gap, then I'm looking at this overlapping area for the 4 hour to shift and short. But that looks pretty nice. Jeez, bro, CHF. Back here on this candle, we were expecting lower CHF. We've been blasting off. We're failing to head lower from this overlapping area. I'm gonna actually invalidate that now. Not really interested in that gap. if we just continue to head higher, I'd actually be looking at that buy side, which is crazy. This weekly is flying. This becomes area of fair value. I mean, this thing is just flying, man. There's not really much to do here with it. But crosses look, or currencies look way better, which means the crosses will look good too. All right, let me look at the chat. That monthly candle is in 2 days. On what? That doesn't make any sense. Why would the monthly candle be in 2 days? We just started a new month. MC, I don't know what you're talking about. You'd have to point it out to me. Whatever ticker you're talking about, but the monthly candle being in 2 days doesn't make sense to me. As it's, you know, August 4th. We just started a new month. What do you want to see to say that institutional order flow changed? You want to confirm that order flow has shifted. So I have a full video on order flow shifts. Go watch that. I can't really teach that right now in the forecast. But that's what you would want to see. Is you want to see the higher time frame order flow shift state of delivery. Full video on that. It's called something order flow shifts. Order flow shift secrets or something like that. I already answered that question, Naeem. Bullish order flow, but bearish bias. On what pair? Yeah, you can have bullish monthly order flow and a bearish bias. Monthly order flow, but it has not found internal, so bearish bias till we find fair value. Yeah, I don't know what pair we were talking about, but I assume Chris is dead on with whatever I was seeing. How strict are you with dollar when trading gold and oil? I don't worry about dollar when I'm trading gold and oil, personally. I really don't. Man, I love trading for value. It reminds me when I first started to learn trading. It's break and retest, but with other words. Yeah, it's all the same stuff, man. It's crazy to think about. It's all order mitigation. It's all order pairing. At the end of the day, we're just viewing it in different ways. So whether you view that as support and resistance areas, whether you view that as fair value, areas, whether you view it as whatever, at the end of the day, we're just trading smart money order mitigation. Like I talked about in these market maker models, smart money is accumulating price higher. In a sell model, they're accumulating higher, then they flip net short, and then they're just mitigating their orders on the way down, and they're pairing their shorts with willing buyers or sellers on the other side. And so it's literally all just order pairing and order mitigation in a bunch of different concepts. People call it all these fancy names, candle range theory, whatever the fuck. Sorry for your cussing, but it's just laughable. At the end of the day, it's all the same stuff. So find what works for you, find what is simple. And I truly believe that what I'm teaching here is the most simple way of viewing how these markets move. On pound, can you use the OB on both the weekly fair value gaps? I'm using this opening price of this order block because it's overlapping with the fair value gap. So from here, you want to see the 4-hour shift, which it has, and then head higher. Because we have the wick of the OB, which lines up with the highest fair value. For example, right now, Euro is strong and CHF is also strong, so we should not trade Euro CHF even if it looks good. I tend not to. Two strong currencies, but this thing's flying. So that's not like a damn, my voice is cracked. That's not like a given, right? If there's two weak currencies and two strong currencies, cross can move, but it's just probabilities. Your thoughts on dollar? Emmanuel already talked about it earlier in the stream. It's saying that the monthly candle is just 2 days old, so it's not closed yet. Oh, that's what he's saying. Okay. All right. Went through the majors already. You guys already got the analysis on the on the currency, futures currency. So it's going to be the same thing on all these majors. So we're going to go through the crosses now. Monthly AUD CAD, we have this overlapping monthly order block with the fair value gap. So we could potentially see a shift here from internal to external. We do have daily bullish order flow. So institutional order flow is in alignment with higher prices here. This is our area of fair value. So if this is a bullish cross, it's going to head higher from here. If it doesn't head higher from here, I would actually be looking for it to target the sell side down here. So I want to see this head higher. How do we do that? How do we understand if it's heading higher? Well, the daily, the 4-hour, they're going to shift bullish to begin seeking this buy side if that's the case. As of right now, there has been no shift, but we did get this liquidity grab. You can see the wicks are respecting this area. And so I would not be surprised at all if this becomes our change in the state of delivery. A high probability change in the state of delivery, sweeps liquidity, then we get our shift in order flow. So seeing something like this on AUD CAD would not surprise me at all. But we want to see price change state of delivery first, otherwise we're just heading lower. So until we get a new daily fair value gap higher and a clear expansion, I want to see a new fair value gap. I use fair value gaps to view order flow shifts. That's all I do. I don't care about anything else. I need to see a new daily fair value gap out of this monthly PD array to say, all right, order flow shifting on AUD CAD. So I'll throw it on the wait list. Could be nice monthly internal to external context, but right now there's just nothing there yet. AUD Swiss franc extremely weak. Monthly breakaway gap. Closing through this area. Previously I mentioned we want to view how price reacts to these major PD arrays on the monthly. Do we expand through it and get a strong body close through it? Strong body all the way through the liquidity, or do we sweep it? Well, we're clearly getting a body close through it, so this is very weak. Likely wants to continue lower. This area here is fair value, but we're so weak that I would just expect us to continue lower. This actually becomes the area of fair value, my bad, because we've offered buy side and sell side now. So this area here, let me correct myself, is where we should head lower if we're going to do so. Not much context here to operate off of right now. AUD yen. Looking at this sell side as the next draw. Monthly bag. Weekly bag. So weak, so weak. Beautiful, just one-sided price action. Again, not much to do. You can wait for daily context on these pairs that are extremely weak, daily internal to external, but that's on you guys. If you want to wait for them and throw them on the wait list, be my guest. Here, I'll throw this on the wait list. If it creates daily internal to external, then we can look to short that. But AUD NZD sweeping this monthly high here. If sweep of that monthly high. This looks like it wants lower. We're failing to head higher from this area of fair value here. This area right here is the area of fair value after sweeping that high. We have a lot of AUD NZD news this week, and so this looks interesting to me. Daily internal to external. Monthly bullish order flow. This one's kind of a toss up to me. I can see both sides here. I'll add it to the wait list. It looks kind of 50-50 to me. I can kind of frame ideas for both sides on that. Fair value area right here. Bearish monthly order flow. Weekly breakaway gap. Just flying through this sell side. Don't expect a retest of this area based on that candle close. This is a breakaway gap. And it's just a similar theme on all these crosses right now. Everything's just flying, creating breakaway gaps. If you want to wait for the daily context, you can do that. Sell side right here is my draw. We talked about this last week. CAD yen flying. See how when these individual currencies fly, the crosses fly? So because yen is so bullish, anything XXX yen will be bearish. So we have a weak Canadian dollar and we have an extremely bullish yen. So what does that create? It creates an extremely high probability cross. Currency duality. This is what I always talk about for my forex guys. Monthly OB, do not like the close. That's just a extremely strong close in the OB. We have bullish yen, so I'm actually expecting lower right now on this. I think that they can target the sell side of this weekly breakaway. Don't expect that to get retested. Daily gap right here could get retested. So I would want to see us head lower from here. Add that to the short list. Monthly. Expanding through that buy side. weekly breakaway gap. Likely not getting traded back to. Daily expansion candle. Tomorrow could set up a for value gap. I'm going to add it to the wait list. Could have nice context on that to continue higher. EuroCAD expanding. Took this monthly buy side. Don't see much of a target here on the monthly right now. Beautiful weekly internal to external delivery from this gap. So nice. No context here. This becomes our area for value that we'd want to see price head higher from. What we'll likely see is we just create a for value gap up here and head higher off that. So it's pretty much the same story on all these crosses right now. You can wait list them. If you want to wait for daily context and then pick the highest probability one this week, you can do so. But everything's just creating breakaway gaps right now. Looking at this sell side as the draw, we failed to head higher from this internal to external context. And so because we're failing to offer fair value and seek this external liquidity, we should, target this sell side. And we do have monthly bearish order flow. So that actually makes much more sense that we target this sell side. Area fair value, no weekly gap yet. Looking at this sell side, beautiful weekly sell model structure. What is this? This is a unicorn. This is your highest probability change in state of delivery. This is your highest probability entry model. This is damn near the holy grail. When we have a price delivery like this, you know it's high probability to head lower. This is our unicorn. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This structure is actually gorgeous. You love to see it, man. This is like music to my ears. Beautiful sell model structure. Love that. But again, no context here. If we do trade up into this gap, you'd want to see it head lower from here. So I added it to the wait list. But we're likely creating a breakaway gap here and just heading lower. Bro, GBP CAD. I think I haven't looked at it yet. I'm almost there. Joe, what's up? What's up? What's up? Added that to the wait list. Euro pound. We have a strong Euro GBP. What does that mean? We have a stronger Euro than we do British pound. What is this? A high probability change in the state of delivery. We have a stop hunt. Then we have our order block getting created. And then this order block is likely creating a for value gap. So this is the highest probability change in state of delivery you can get. This area becomes fair value. And this would be our unicorn if we get a fair value gap in alignment with this order block or breaker block. So if we get a gap here, that's a unicorn, high probability. This looks nice. This is the area of fair value I'd expect price to head higher from. Add it to the long list. Actually, I added to the wait list because there's no context, but it looks good for longs. Euro yen. Euro yen. Weekly. I don't know why that just went away. Breakaway gap. Beautiful delivery. Breaker. This is the unicorn again. Overlapping breaker with a fair value gap. Same story. All these crosses are just flying right now because the actual individual currencies are flying. Weekly, internal to external, beautiful respect. This actually looks really nice. I actually really like this. Euro NZD looks beautiful for longs. It looks ready to go too. So this, already respecting that weekly candle. This candle's delivery is actually gorgeous. So what we're going to see on the 4 hours, that the 4 hours already shifted. The 4 hours already ready to seek this buy side. So I actually really like these longs. This looks really good for like something in the short term to trade. And then we have AUD and NZD news this week, early in the week. So this looks really good. I would be looking for longs on this. This looks really good. Big fan, big fan. Would be one of my favorites in the short term. We have a bullish euro. NZD, we are weak and bearish on. So Looks good. I'm a fan of that a lot. Big fan. There are things that are just creating breakaway gaps and that are moving even more, but this looks like really, really clean delivery. So Euro NZD, big fan. GBP AUD. Trading higher. Weekly. For value gap here. Daily. Nothing in this leg. Could potentially see a move lower into the weekly for value gap. I'm going to add it to the long list because we have context. Monthly bullish order flow. Weekly overlapping area. We're stinging into this internal and shifting. This also looks very good. This candle's respect is beautiful. This is the type of delivery we want to see into these gaps where the following candle after stinging in respects it. So again, this lower time frame order flow on the 4 hour is going to be shifted bullish at this point, and it's ready to seek this liquidity on the weekly. So this looks really good as well. Adding that to the long list. Love that as well. These areas from the sell side of the curve become areas of order mitigation on the buy side of the curve. Going back to what I was saying before with market maker models, right? Everything is smart money order pairing. Everything is smart money order mitigation. So smart money is selling price lower. They're distributing it lower. They have to get into shorts to do so. So they're shorting it. They're selling. They're selling. They're selling. We trade into our higher time frame discount array. This is where we get our smart money reversal. They flip net long, and then they're mitigating those shorts that they use to distribute price lower on the way up after flipping net long. And then they're pairing their longs up here. So whether you know it or not, you're trading market maker models. Whether you know it or not, it's all order mitigation and smart money order pairing. So GCAD looks nice. Failing to head higher from this area here. I'm looking at the sell side as the next draw. You have a bullish pound, which is interesting though. I don't really like that. Extremely weak. Another case of the breakaway gaps. No context there. Clean changes, steady delivery, breakaway gap. Daily breakaway gaps, same story. Monthly, area for value. Weekly, internal to external. Pound, New Zealand dollar. We have a bullish pound. Don't love this candle's retracement. It's pretty strong, but this does have internal to external context. We'll see how it goes. It's not my favorite based on that retracement, but it does have it. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. We have a weak New Zealand dollar, a weak CAD. Don't really like that. Internal to external could be nice. I don't like how they're both weak though. But I add to the short list, probably wouldn't trade it if they're both weak. New Zealand dollar CHF flying through the sell side. Weekly. Fair value. Daily. Breakaway gap. Again, same case. Common theme right now on crosses because the currencies are flying. Same thing. So if you want to wait for internal to external context on some of these high probability pairs, what I would do is pick the highest probability currencies. Right now for longs, I would say it's Euro. And for shorts, I would say the weakest currency right now, definitely not New Zealand dollar. Canadian dollar, I would say is the weak, or Australian dollar. CAD or AUD are the weakest. Obviously, these ones are stronger than Euro, but they're just creating breakaway gaps. So these are extremely bullish. Yen, Swiss franc, and Euro are the strongest. Euro is stronger than pound, but my point is, pick the strongest ones. So yeah, I guess I would pick these as the strongest, but they need to have that internal to external context to actually be able to trade. And so you want to be trading JPY, XXX pairs, and well, there is no JPY XXX pairs, but Swiss franc XXX pairs, and shorting XXXJPY. I'm lost, man. I'm lost right now. Burger buns. I don't know what I said, but probably was a gem. How long have you been profitable using these concepts? Not that long, man. It's been probably a year and a half to maybe a year and a half. I was profitable before with slightly profitable with supply and demand. Switched to ICT. It took about a year with ICT. Little behind on the live AUD CHF monthly. You said we were clearly getting a body close through the low. I don't understand how you say that when that monthly candle is worth. Because the monthly, even though the monthly isn't closed, we're creating gaps through that area of sell side. So whether the monthly's closed or not, if the daily and the lower time frames are creating for value ups lower and we're not shifting, then it's going to continue lower. So let me go back and I'll show you what I mean. This monthly candle is nowhere near close. We're only 2 days into it. But if the daily just continues to make gaps through this area, I mean, we're clearly already not sweeping this area right now. If we were sweeping this area, the daily would shift bullish and we'd pull back. But we're clearly creating 4-hour and daily gaps through that monthly sell side. So right now, this is just extremely weak and we're getting a body close through. You know, whether the daily candle is closed or not, if these gaps keep heading lower, then there's no reason to expect a sweep right now. So that's what I meant. Need just 1 hour to pass phase 1. We'll take the same trades from a strategy perspective, but just cut it 1-to-1. Yeah, bro, just take a 1-to-1. You could even do a 1-to-2 with less risk. It's up to you how you want to approach it. Because then you could half your risk and take a 1-to-2, or you could do 1-to-1 and just take the exact same amount of risk. It was the mmxm order mitigation explanation. Yes, sir, bro. That was something you and I have dove into together. You definitely had an influence on me diving deep into the whole order mitigation and whatnot when we were studying market maker models together, bro. How come euro is stronger than pound? GU seems to be clearer than EU. What do you expect? I think EU is clear and cleaner. Look at the weekly candle delivery on EU and then look at it on GU. I mean, you could just tell off this weekly candle that EU is stronger. But another way to tell is just euro pound. Definitely would favor longs on EU over GU. Right, look at the daily candle. Tells you all you need exactly, and the weekly. Right, or just look at euro pound. Tells you everything you need. Also, EG suggesting higher potential draw on liquidity. Exactly. Yeah, this thing just is fine. So we want a long euro over pound if we can. Always want a long the relatively stronger currency in pair. So for those of you that were in my last NFP live stream, I made an announcement about the waitlist for my private group. And for those of you that have already joined the waitlist, you can disregard this. But for those of you that haven't, I'm going to send the link to the waitlist down below. The first 100 people on this waitlist will get emailed or texted a discount code upon release of my private group, which is releasing in 7 days. So if you guys want to join that, join the private group for a discounted price. Here's the link to do so. I would love to have you guys in there, help you guys level up your trading. I mean, you guys see the knowledge that I'm providing in these free live streams. And the truth is, I am holding back a little bit. I'm holding back a little bit for the free stuff. So just imagine, what I'm going to be talking about. Imagine how in-depth I can go in a private group where I'm not holding back. That is the honest truth. I am holding back a little bit. And it's because I want there to be a bit of a, I want my private group, the people that are genuinely paying for this information, to have a bit more. I want to over deliver to those people. And so I am holding back a little bit on the free. Imagine how in depth I can go in the private groups. And so if you want to join that, here's the link to join the wait list. Once we launch, which is in 7 days, upon the day of launch, launch day, you will receive a code to get access for a discounted price. I would absolutely love to have you guys in there. Direct access to me. There's a full curriculum A through Z on how I view price. You know, like I said, genuinely think I have the most simple way of viewing price, understanding how to trade with just a gray box and a gray line. So highly recommend you guys sign up if you haven't already. If you've already done so, you can just disregard this little promo. But I'm so excited for that group. I'm so excited to just have a bunch of people that truly are hungry for this. If you're not going to put in the work in, you know, I honestly don't want you in there. I'm not trying to sound rude, but I want to help dedicated traders become profitable. I want people in there that are willing to put in the work, that are willing to study what I'm trying to teach, tune out the noise, and just submit to the things that I'm showing them, because I truly believe this is all you need. You know, I'm living testimony to it being all you need as well. Just trade a gray box and a gray line, liquidity, fair value gaps, master yourself, and you will be profitable. I joined the waiting list during NFP period. I've yet to receive the code. Now you likely were in the first 100. If you joined during the NFP period, you will receive the code upon launch. So that'll be in 7 days. It'll say on that website. It has a little timer. 7 days and 10 hours. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys tuning into everything that I do. I can't wait to help you guys in the private group. Can't wait for you guys to go through that curriculum. I put my heart and soul into that curriculum, man. I literally feel burnt out for how much I was doing in the curriculum. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know, and we'll get this wrapped up. You guys have any questions for me? Any thing you want me to run through in the charts right now? Did I look at gold? I didn't look at the commodities. Oh, shoot. I didn't look at the commodities. All right, wait. This is what I get for not doing it in order. Commodities, bullish monthly order flow. The weekly, internal to external draw looks valid. I like this for higher prices. Based on this candle, right, we're going to have bullish 4-hour order flow and likely daily order flow. Daily internal to external looks really good. So we have weekly internal to external, and we have daily internal to external. So gold longs look very nice. This is a strong retracement here on the 4-hour though. Not ideal to see this 4-hour order flow shifting state of delivery. So if you want to err on the side of caution, you can wait for close through this fair value gap to then long on, say, the 1 hour or something. But I would expect higher prices on gold. But yeah, that 4-hour shift is not ideal. This 4-hour gap lower. 1 hour looking like it wants to expand higher. Yeah, how I would approach this is just wait for gaps through this to long. Because right now we do have that 4-hour potentially shifting, but I likely, if I had to pick, I would assume that gets invalidated and we continue higher. So I think the weekly draw is definitely here. Daily draw should be the buy side as well. So I would favor longs, but that 4-hour shift is not ideal. Would prefer to wait for the 1 hour to kind of almost invalidate that 4-hour gap. US 30. Stagnation in the cut, man. If waiting for 4-hour minus for value to be disrespected. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Silver doing the same thing. It's going to be similar analysis, right? Monthly bullish order flow. Weekly. Silver's been a lot weaker than gold. I would prefer to long gold. You have this weekly gap here on silver that we could be drawing to. Daily. Failing to deliver higher from this gap. Definitely prefer gold longs. Honestly, they don't look as good as I thought. This doesn't look that good to me right now. I would probably wait on these. I don't love how this looks. Definitely would prefer to long gold over silver, but the way that these two look to me is just kind of sus. Like my spidey senses are tingling looking at these right now. Like something felt weird about those. All right, monthly sell side, weekly breakaway gap, buy side, sell side, area for value here. Would want to see price head lower from here. Daily gap could set up to potentially head lower off of here. This is going to be our third candle in the daily. And so I would like to see delivery like that. Beautiful daily sell model. Looking at this sell side as the draw. No context right now to operate off of on the daily, weekly, or monthly though. Right? Yeah. I'm looking at sell side as the draw. Lower crude oil would be what I'm favoring. Would it be worth it for someone wanting to be profitable day trading crypto to join your private group? Thanks for all you do. I've learned so much from just your free videos. Yeah, man, everything that I teach works on everything. So I wouldn't recommend crypto, in my opinion, just in terms of what I prefer to trade. I think that there's better things to trade than crypto, but will it work on crypto? Absolutely. It works on everything. It's not going to work like the concepts don't work any less on crypto. It just comes down to price delivery. It comes down to what has volatility and what is the cleanest instruments. I would argue there's cleaner things to trade than crypto. Obviously, we get really large expansions and moves on crypto. When Bitcoin moves, everything else tends to move a ton. And so I see the appeal of crypto, but for an instrument to consistently trade, clean price delivery, volatile, like I would highly recommend futures, ESNQ and trading futures. But if you're going to trade crypto and you're a crypto guy, you absolutely can trade it. It absolutely will work. I just prefer other asset classes over crypto, but all the concepts apply exactly the same. They work exactly the same, just as effective. You can trade the exact same strategy on crypto. I appreciate those kind words, man. I appreciate you tuning into the free videos and studying them. It's a blessing to just have people tuning into what I'm doing. I love to help. So yeah, long story short, long answer short, you can trade crypto using that. What exactly will happen in the group? I would like to learn and perfect the skill. I'd love to be profitable too, if possible. You absolutely can be profitable, bro. It comes down more to self-mastery than anything. Once you have the strategy for me, once you have this understanding of price that I have, which honestly, if you apply yourself for some time, you can easily obtain. What I'm doing here is not anything special. I'm understanding liquidity and fair value gaps. I'm using fair value gaps, gray box and gray line, and I'm just understanding order flow. So what I'm doing here is nothing insane, but the level of self-mastery is really, really important. That's another thing I'll be teaching in the group, in the curriculum. You can be profitable with any strategy, but this is why I always say, you want to have the most simple strategy, because you need to focus on your self-mastery and you need to eliminate all the other variables. So when you have less variables to how you view price, you can just focus on mastering yourself, keeping your emotions in check, managing risk. And so what will happen in the group is I'll be live trading in there. I'll be answering all of your questions personally. I'll be, in the chat 24/7. We're going to have live classes, live, like I said, trading, but webinars, educational webinars, forecast analysis, everything that you can think under the sun will be in that private group. I'm not going to be holding anything back. I'm going to be explaining everything that I know, everything that I've learned up until this point. And the most important thing, I really truly do think this is the most important thing, is I'm going to teach you guys how to master yourselves. Because once you master yourself as a trader, you can trade anything. You can trade any strategy. You can trade any logic. Whether it's an indicator, which I don't like. I'm not a big fan of indicators, but the truth is anything works. An indicator can work. Once you master yourself and you learn that skill of self-mastery through trading, you can be profitable with anything. And so that's the main thing that I'm going to be teaching. What you're going to see in these other groups, and I'm not trying to talk down, I'm not trying to, get disrespectful, but what you're going to see in a lot of these other groups is they're selling signals, they're selling, the juicy, follow my trades, but they're not teaching you how to master yourself. So you're fully codependent on them. You're not self-sufficient. Whereas in my private group, I'm going to make sure that you guys are self-sufficient. I'm going to make sure that you master yourself. Because like I said, with self-mastery comes profitability. It comes the ability to trade any strategy. versus in a lot of these other groups, you're following their signals, you're not mastering yourself, and so you won't be self-sufficient. So yeah, I'm just trying to, keep it 100% real with you guys with everything. It's never my intention to talk down on others or other people. I don't believe in that, but I'm always going to say my opinion, blunt, honest on whatever it is. And I think signals are the death of profitable traders. They create codependency. They create traders that don't understand themselves and can't be profitable. So yeah, within that private group, full curriculum, full community of like-minded traders, I really only want people that are applying 100% of themselves to this and willing to submit to the process and obtain the skill set. And yeah, live trading, analysis, everything. No brainer, in my opinion. The skill set can literally change your life. So I'm happy to help, and I'm super excited for that. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, any final questions you want me to go through. I'm happy to answer any questions here on the stream. Thank you for the stream, bro. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for, supporting my stuff. Like I said, just blessed to have people tuning in. I'm blessed to do this. I'm blessed to wake up every day and love what I do. And I want you guys to have that same feeling. Truly, that is what is fulfilling. At the end of the day, once you can support yourself off of something you love to do, the money becomes very, very insignificant, and it becomes more about giving, paying it forward. So I want you guys to feel the same way that I feel with this. I wake up every day and I love what I do, and I love doing the social media stuff. I want you guys to feel that, man. It makes me emotional talking about that, genuinely. How long does it take to achieve self-mastery? Honestly, I haven't even achieved self-mastery. I've achieved it to the point where I can be profitable, but every single day is a step forward in mastering yourself. I'll never master myself. I almost think I call it self-mastery, but I almost think that's not the reality, because you're never going to master yourself. Everybody has their imperfections. Everybody has their flaws and things that they struggle with. But you have to master yourself to a point where you can be profitable. So what I'm trying to say here is, it's not full self-mastery. You're never going to be perfect. But if you can improve your flaws, if you can improve the things about yourself that dull your edge, if you can improve the things that you do that don't allow you to be profitable, then you can profit with any strategy. So you'll never truly master yourself, because we're imperfect. I don't want to get all religious on you guys, but like the Bible says, we're all imperfect. And, that's the truth. But the goal here is to be able to master your flaws to the point where you don't dull your edge, to the point where you can be profitable with any strategy. Bro, send your chart settings. If you go into my free Discord, Surya, go into my free Discord, go to the resources section. All the chart colors are in there. But I pretty much show them every stream. So here, I'll just do it. It's whatever. I don't even care. This is my body, A5, D6, A7. This is my body for the down close candle, 5D606B, and then everything else is the same gray. Would you mind showing a recent trade you took and the analysis of what you saw in results? Yeah, so I've been trading indices. I don't know when my last real trade was. I didn't take a real trade last week. I took like a scalp on eval that I wouldn't consider a trade for my model, I guess. I took a 1-to-1, and what I do is I only take 1-to-2s, so it wouldn't have been valid. But let me look at my last real trade. Here, let me look at my journal. I'm down to go through and walk you through what I saw. Let me see. Give me 1 second. My screen's gonna be frozen. I think it was in July. It was NQ short. July 25th. July 25th. NQ short, July 25th. Okay, so Honestly, it's going to take me a second to figure out where the trade was and what I saw, but every single one of my trades, what you'll see looks the same. They all look the same. They all have the same format. They all have the same structure. So at the time, NQ was failing to head higher from this area of fair value. We were failing to expand from this gap. If we were bullish, I wanted to see us expand higher from there. We're getting a clear weekly gap lower, shifting steady delivery on the weekly. And so I'm looking at the sell side at the draw at the time. So I'm looking for lower NASDAQ towards the sell side. So my weekly draw is to the sell side. The daily, what is this? The 26th. So it was the day before. Daily was expanding the day before lower. Let me see. It had to have been an 8 to 12 because that's all I've been trading. Okay, I traded a stop hunt. All right, so 8 to 12 is my kill zone, right? So we have the clear draw on the weekly lower. So I'm expecting lower prices on NASDAQ. I'm going to mark out my 8 to 12. This is where like I look to trade indices. And then why is it the 29th? Bro, what the heck just happened? Oh, wait, no, it's not the 29th. My fault, dude. Trading replay is so confusing to me. It was the 25th. I'm all over the place right now. 25th. We'll just mark out 6 and... All right. I traded this stop hunt. 8 to 12 is my kill zone for indices. The problem is I can't flip through this from the top down. It messes everything up. So weekly, we had our draw lower. So I always need a clear draw on liquidity. From the weekly, we failed to head higher from this area of fair value. So I'm expecting us to target this sell side like I just mentioned to you. I'm looking for lower NASDAQ. That is my draw on liquidity. The daily was creating this gap lower, expanding. 4 hour creating breakaway gaps, expanding lower. And the 1 hour has this liquidity here. I was looking for a stop hunt potentially. I'm always trading off of either a stop hunt or a fair value gap lower. So what we get right here is a stop hunt of this buy side liquidity on the 1 hour. This is my PD array to trade lower off of. From there, I'm looking for a unicorn in the direction of my draw, which is lower towards the sell side. This is the unicorn entry. It's a fair value gap overlapping within an order block. I set my stop loss here. And I cover the order block or the breaker block. I target 2R. If you guys think I'm just nitpicking in hindsight, I literally can show you the fills on this trade. I really do this. This is not any hindsight. This is not, me just picking out something. I just went and looked at this from my journal. Actually, if I sign in, I can probably show that I got the fills. I don't know which account I took this on. Here, I actually have a screenshot. Here, I'll show you the screenshot. Just so you guys know, I'm not a hindsight trader. I really trade this stuff. I really do this. And it says the image is too large. Hold on. Screenshot. Image is still too large. Nice. How do I make this smaller? What about that? Okay, boom. Right? I really do this. These are the executions. Same trade. Got short right at the breaker right here. At the beginning of the breaker. Covered it, targeted 2R. Got out right there. Right? So real fills. I really trade these ideas. This is not hindsight. Same trade. Just to show some validity here. But yeah, that's a breakdown. Every single trade that I take has a draw on liquidity. It has a higher time frame PD array in the draw on liquidity, and then it has an order flow shift. Price has to shift order flow on my entry time frame. That's every single trade that I take in a super simplified form. So if you want to learn how to trade like that, join the waitlist to my private group. I'm not going to be holding anything back. And yeah, man. I'm so grateful to have you guys tuning in. I love this. I wake up every day and I love what I do again. Just will never take the Lord's blessings for granted, man. I love it. I love it so much. So thank you guys for tuning in. I can't wait to help you guys level up. I can't wait to see your guys' growth as traders. And let's have a good week, man. I'll be doing a live trading stream at some point in this week. We'll be live trading indices. So tune into that. I don't know which day yet I am going to be trading on, but there will be a live trading stream this week on the YouTube. So tune in. And man, appreciate you guys like always. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And see you later this week.